Karnataka State Commission for Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes. Inclusive growth of the country necessarily includes development of downtrodden classes, that is, scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Overall development of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes is one of the main national and state agenda as well. For this very purpose, there is a Karnataka State Commission for Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes. The government constituted the State Commission for Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes, and the commission is functioning from 2003. The Karnataka State Commission for Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes is constituted with the sole aim to fulfill the constitutional mandate of this section of the society. The extreme socio-educational and economic backwardness arising out of the practice of untouchability, these communities have remained isolated from the mainstream of the society, as it is well known. The framers of the Constitution strongly advocated for the socio-economic development of these communities and notified them as scheduled castes and scheduled tribes under the articles 341 and 342. The constitution of the SC/ST Commission in the state would therefore work towards safeguarding the interests of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. It would also facilitate the effective implementation of all the schemes, including adequate reservations, reasonable share in the government jobs, elected offices, educational institutions, and equal participation in the overall governance of the state. These safeguards were contained in the directive principles of the state policy of the Constitution, and a specific provision in Article 46 was also included. It is a comprehensive provision which includes the developmental and regulatory aspects. This directive principle reads as follows: the state should promote with special care the educational and economic interest of the weaker sections of the people, and in particular the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, and should protect them from social injustice and all forms of exploitation. Now we will see as to the functions of the commissions and what it is doing about the developmental aspects of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Number one, it would investigate and examine the working of various safeguards that are provided in the Constitution of India or under any other law for the time being in force, or under any order of the government for the welfare and protection of the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. So the main function would start with the investigation and examining the working of various safeguards. Number two, it would inquire into the specific complaints with respect to the deprivation of rights and safeguards of the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes of Karnataka, and it would take up such matter with the appropriate authorities. Number three, it would participate and advise on the planning process of socio-economic development of the scheduled castes and tribes, and it would evaluate the progress of their development in the state from time to time. Number four, it would make recommendations as to the measures that should be taken by the state for the effective implementation of the safeguards and other measures for the protection, welfare, and socio-economic development of all scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Number five, it would make a report to the state government annually and at such other time as the commission may deem fit. Number five, it would discharge such other functions in relation to the protection, welfare, development and advancement of the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes as may be prescribed. In addition to this commission, there is also Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Development Corporation Limited. It is meant for the scheduled caste, for the development of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. The corporation was established with a view to develop the economic and social status of the scheduled caste living below the poverty line. It would attempt to bring them into mainstream of public life by implementing various economic related schemes and by extending loans and subsidies to this section of the society. Some of these schemes are self-employment program, land purchase scheme. Under this, the land purchase scheme, 1 acre of wetland or 2 acres of dry land will be purchased from non-scheduled caste and scheduled tribe landowners, and same will be registered in the name of the landless agricultural scheduled caste women beneficiaries, thus making them the landowners. There is a Ganga Kalyana scheme. In this, the dry land belonging to the small and marginal scheduled caste farmers will be irrigated under the following activities: individual irrigation borewell, community lift irrigation scheme, individual irrigation borewell scheme with a unit cost of 1.5 lakhs. Under this scheme, irrigation bore wells will be drilled in the land belonging to the scheduled caste farmers and whose land holdings are in between 1 to 5 acres. There is a community lift irrigation scheme for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. The lands belonging to the small and marginal scheduled caste farmers which are adjacent to perennial sources of water like river, lake, canal, etc. will be identified and they will be irrigated. There is a microcredit finance, that is a small loans. Under this scheme, financial assistance is provided to the member of the self-help groups to take up a small business, vegetable or flower, fruit vending, etc. Safai Karmachari Rehabilitation Program. Under this scheme, financial assistance is provided to take up various self-employment activities to Safai Karmacharis and their dependents. Financial assistance in the form of term loan is also extended to these beneficiaries. To summarize the important points, the government constituted the State Commission for Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes from 2003. The sole aim of the commission was to fulfill the constitutional mandate and bring backward communities like scheduled castes and scheduled tribes into the mainstream of the society. The framers of the constitution strongly advocated for the socio-economic development of these communities and notified them as scheduled castes and scheduled tribes under the articles 341 and 342. The constitution of the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe Commission in the state is working towards safeguarding, facilitating effective implementation of these schemes, and it includes adequate reservation, reasonable share in the government jobs and in the elected offices, educational institutions, and equal participation in the governance. There is also Dr. Ambedkar Development Corporation Limited, which implements various economic schemes like self-employment program, Ganga Kalyana scheme, community lift irrigation scheme, microcredit finance scheme, Safai Karmachari Rehabilitation Program in order to bring the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes into the mainstream of development.